Namo Narayan, courageous yogis, and welcome back for another free live workshop. Today is Sunday, May 10th, and the discussion at hand today is starting your own personal practice of meditation, your own personal daily practice of meditation. So, the challenge here is for the next 7 days, we're going to be in part 1 of a 3-part challenge. So I'm going to give you each challenge piece by piece, not all at once. The challenge for this week is to meditate for 10 minutes per day, every day. And you can choose your meditation style. We're going to be going over 3 different meditation styles, meditation practices that you can choose during this free live workshop. Those 3 basic forms are the preliminary stages to Antarmona, which is listening to sounds and witnessing thoughts. The second style of meditation you can choose is spinal breathing, moving the breath and awareness up and down the spinal passage, using also Ujjayi Pranayam, Kachari Mudra, Mula Bandha, and Shambhavi Mudra. And mantra Japa, including chanting Om or choosing your own mantra, whatever you want to do, and chanting it 108 times. These are the 3 easiest forms of meditation that we can choose from: listening to sounds and witnessing the mind, spinal breathing, and using a mantra. So, 10 minutes a day. For the next week, you need to be able to choose your right place for meditation, create a sacred environment, go through whatever you would usually do to put yourself into a sacred environment space, or have the right bhava, the right attitude for meditation, and do meditation at the same time every day at the same place every day, just for 10 minutes, even if it's just sitting down and extroverting the senses and listening to the sounds in your environment. And that's the Cliff Notes version of this workshop. So if you just needed the 2-minute version, then that was it. We're going to go into much greater depth now. And this is also the subject matter for a beginner's meditation workshop that I will be leading coming up in 3 days. Actually, it's on Thursday. Coming up this Thursday, we're doing a whole beginner's meditation workshop. That's available at the channel tripurayoga.org. But we can start to learn how to meditate really easily and deepen our current meditation practice by making it daily and making it a discipline. Right now, we have such an amazing opportunity to meditate. Right now, with all the challenges that we're all going through, one of the best things that it's been for many of us is the ability to go within ourselves and to start finding more inner peace and bliss and true joy within ourselves, putting the practices to practice, putting the theories to practice, and starting to gain some personal benefits, some fruits of our yoga practice in our daily lives. So some of the benefits to a daily practice of meditation, well, it's not only for esoteric reasons. You don't just have to be a Buddhist monk wanting to achieve nirvana. Meditation, just 10 minutes a day, has been found to reduce stress. So I found some really good sources to some scientific journals, and I'm going to include the sources to some scientific studies that were done in the description, in the notes of this workshop. But for now, I will cite a few and give you guys the resources later. So number 1, meditation has been found to reduce stress. Research has shown that meditation may also improve symptoms of all stress-related conditions, including irritable bowel syndrome, post-traumatic stress disorder, fibromyalgia, hypertension. It's been found to control anxiety. Less stress equals less anxiety. An 8-week study of mindfulness meditation helped participants reduce their anxiety. It also reduced symptoms of anxiety disorders such as phobias, social anxiety, paranoid thoughts, OCD, obsessive compulsive disorder, and even panic attacks. Meditation, another study on meditation, followed up with 18 volunteers over 3 years. After 3 years, later, after they had completed an 8-week meditation program, most volunteers had continued practicing regular meditation and maintained lower anxiety levels over the long term. Another study followed 18 volunteers as they practiced, it's the same study, and the study found that participants experienced long-term decrease in depression as well. Another controlled study compared electrical activity between the brains of people who practiced mindfulness meditation and the brains of others who did not. Those who meditated showed measurable changes in activity in areas of the brain related to positive thinking and optimism. So meditation also promotes emotional health. Meditation can also lead to an improved self-image and a more positive outlook on life. Meditation can also lead to an improved self-image. Some forms of meditation help you develop a stronger understanding of yourself, helping you grow into your best self. For example, self-inquiry meditation helps to develop a greater understanding of yourself and how you relate to those around you. Meditation has been found to lengthen attention span and your ability to be present. So focused attention meditation is like weightlifting for your attention span. It helps increase the strength and endurance of your attention. For example, a study looked at the effects of an 8-week mindfulness meditation course and found it improved participants' ability to reorient and maintain their attention. A similar study showed that human resource workers who regularly practiced mindfulness meditation stayed focused on a task for longer. These workers also remember details of their task better than their peers who did not practice meditation. So some other benefits to meditation. There's so many. It's found that it may reduce age-related memory loss. There's an interesting article published on U.S. National Library of Medicine at NIH.org, National Institute of Health. The name of the article is Stress, Meditation, and Alzheimer's Disease Prevention, Where the Evidence Stands. And very interesting, they found that Kirtan Kriya, which is a method of meditation that combines a mantra or chant with repetitive motions of the fingers, they found that it focuses thoughts. It improved participants' ability to perform memory tasks in multiple studies of age-related memory loss. Furthermore, a review of 12 studies found that multiple meditation styles increased attention, memory, and mental quickness in older volunteers. Meditation can generate kindness. Some types of meditation may particularly increase more positive feelings and more positive actions towards yourself and others. Meditation helps fight addictions of all kinds. Research has shown that meditation may help people learn to redirect their attention, increase their willpower, control their emotions and impulses, and increases their understanding of the causes behind their addictive behaviors. It increases self-awareness. It illumines the intellect. Meditation improves sleep, as we know also well with Yoga Nidra. One study compared 2 mindfulness-based meditation programs by randomly assigning participants to one of 2 groups. One group practiced meditation while the other did not. Participants who meditated regularly fell asleep sooner and stayed asleep longer compared to those who did not meditate. We're almost through the benefits here, you guys, and then we're going to go over the different meditation styles, and then we'll get into a little bit more on how to set up and prepare yourself for meditation, some tips to meditation, lifestyle components and things like that. Okay, the last main benefit I wanted to mention is that meditation can decrease blood pressure. Meditation has shown to reduce strain on the heart. A study of 996 volunteers found that when they meditated by concentrating on a silent mantra, a repeated non-vocalized word, it reduced blood pressure by about 5 points on average. This was more effective among older volunteers and those who had higher blood pressure prior to the study. In part, meditation appears to control blood pressure by relaxing the nerve signals that coordinate heart function, tension in the blood vessels, and also the fight or flight response. So, as well as gaining a new perspective on stressful situations, building skills to manage stress, increasing self-awareness, being able to focus and be present, reducing negative emotions, increasing imagination and creativity, increasing patience and tolerance. And welcome, Michael. Thank you for joining me. Meditation might also be useful if you have a medical condition. It's shown to have really great effect on anxiety, asthma, even cancer, chronic pain, depression, heart disease, high blood pressure, irritable bowel syndrome, sleep problems, tensions, headaches. This is the studies that have shown these results. I'm not a doctor, but there's been a lot of different studies by doctors, who I'm going to link to in the descriptions later, that have shown that meditation is really a cure-all in a lot of ways. And even for deep psychological things, we use meditation to be able to purify the samskaras, all those repressed parts of who we are. We come to realize that so much of who we are is limited to the unconscious and subconscious. So we like to pretend like we are in conscious control of most of who we are, but in reality we're not. Well, meditation opens the doors to that level of your mind, allows you to be able to start increasing awareness in the unconscious and transition from, for example, unconscious tension to conscious relaxation, where we eventually bring such deep awareness into the unconscious mind that you begin a deep level of mental psychological purification. So as therapy, as self-therapy, there's no better method than meditation. Eventually, we are the ones who have to go through the process of inner purification. Nobody else can do it for us. Namanarayan, let's do math. Thank you for joining me. The style or your choice of meditation for 10 minutes is completely up to you. You guys can choose whatever style you want. But anyway, back to what we were just discussing. We can benefit so much from a daily personal practice of meditation on so many levels. When it comes to therapeutic relief, you have to do the work. Even the best therapists in the world, they can offer you a safe environment and they can speak strength into the mental structures, the unconscious mental structures. But eventually you're the one who has to have the strength to purify and to allow whatever repressed things there are in your psyche to express themselves, to manifest, and to heal from it. And meditation provides an incredible platform for that, especially things like Antarmona. Antarmona really is the process of mental and psychological purification. And it's a dharana practice, so we'd want to do a pratyahara practice typically first, and before that, a pranayama, and some time for asana, some meditation asanas to prepare ourselves as well. Yes, so Trataka, as Let's Do Math was asking, Tratak, Mantra, Kayasterium. Yes, I briefly mentioned 3 for those who only had 2 minutes to watch. We're going to go over those 3 now. So the first style of meditation that you can choose is just for 10 minutes, become hyper receptive to your environment by listening to sounds. Now you might be familiar with the sounds around you already, I'm sure that you are, but here the point is to silence the mind, interrupt the mind's habits, the habituated oscillating mind, to interrupt that by becoming hypersensitive to the sounds in your neighborhood, or the sounds around you, wherever you might be, as if you've never heard them before. Just witnessing the raw textures of sound for 10 minutes. And throughout that, while you're witnessing sound as if you've never heard them before, you're also witnessing thoughts like they don't really belong to you. Like they're somebody else's thoughts, like they're outside of you, like you're watching a movie or something. Any thought that comes, you try not to identify it. So that's the second component here. This first meditation style that you guys can do for just 10 minutes is super simple. Listen to sounds and don't identify with any thoughts that come, and allow thoughts to come. Don't repress anything, but similarly, don't judge or overanalyze anything. It's like they're not your thoughts. It's like you're watching a B movie, and these thoughts are just playing in front of you, and you're just the audience, and maybe you're taking notes on different relationships and habits and patterns and codependent relationships you might notice with these thoughts, but not caught up in the first person narrative, not indulging in thought, just allowing thoughts to express themselves. It's a way of letting off steam. And it's also a way to eventually, when we allow the mind to just purge itself like that, and we're not indulging in it, we're just letting it all go and then come and go. And to go, that's the important part too, is you're eventually developing inner stillness throughout this process. And this is the first 2 steps of Antarmona. So if you're interested, if this sounds like there's more to it than what you've just heard, yes, this is a beginner's step. You can just do these 2 steps and have fruitful meditation and beautiful meditation for 10 minutes. But if you'd like to learn the whole form, I am starting a workshop on Antarmona on the 15th in 4 or 5 days coming up. So that's on the website tripurayoga.org. The second style, and wow, that's a beautiful quote by Lao Tzu. When there is silence, meditation, one finds the anchor of the universe within oneself. Thank you for sharing that, Michael. It's beautiful. When there is silence, one finds the anchor of the universe within oneself. Lao Tzu. Beautiful. Meditating on poetry for 10 minutes. Taking a poem you really like and just returning your awareness to it. And whenever the mind drifts off and starts getting into its regular habits, just bringing it back to the poem. And that's the practice. The practice is then, yeah, the mind's going to wander, but you catch it every time it does, and you bring it back to reflecting on a poem or something like that for 10 minutes. And this can develop deep insight. If there's a certain thing you want to meditate on, then this is how you can do it. Keeping breath awareness and focusing on your theme of your meditation, a mantra or a poem, and every time the mind wanders, bring it back. So that's, I'm giving you guys 4 meditation styles now with that one, okay? But the next one is spinal breathing. The next thing you can do, just for 10 minutes, just sit down and start practice spinal breathing, in which you visualize the breath. When you inhale, it's going up from the root of the spine up to the center of the head. And then when you exhale, it's descending back down to the root chakra. And it's going through the spine, piercing all the chakras. And you can tune into your breath and the Atma Shakti flowing within the breath, the prana flowing within the breath, the psychic dimension of the breath, and the bliss that accompanies that. And you can be refining the prana in the breath by using Ujjayi Pranayam, which is where we are slightly contracting the glottis, the muscles in the top of the throat, to make a slight hissing sound. And it's a very subtle practice. Practically, it's just a thought. Combining this with Kachari Mudra, which is bringing the tongue up into touching the roof of the mouth. And you can also, while you're doing spinal breathing, when you're at Muladhara, moving up during the inhalation, you can slightly contract the groups of muscles at the pelvic floor, performing a very gentle mula bandha. And when it comes up to the top, you can also, while you're doing Kachari Mudra and Ujjayi, just very gently bring the eyes to stare between at the brow center here. It doesn't have to be full on Shambhavi Mudra, but just a very gentle Shambhavi Mudra. And then you release it all during the exhalation and relax as it all comes back down through Sushumna as well. And you can also include your mantra or a mantra Soham, inhaling up So, exhaling down Hum, or inhaling up Hum and exhaling down Sa. Spinal breathing. 10 minutes of that can get you feeling ecstasy, and you start channeling the creative energy through the body and experiencing even Kundalini Shakti. And you visualize the breath. Thank you, let's do math. Thank you. He just added that you do visualize the spinal passage in a straight line. So in other words, forget about the curvature of your body. Don't worry about the whole shape that the body, if you were looking at yourself from a profile. It's like you're looking at yourself only straight on, and you would only see just a straight up and down. So you're imagining that it's in the spine, but at the same time, you're imagining that the spine doesn't have any contour to it. Then it's just 2D, just 2 dimensions, as if you're just looking at yourself straight on. The next one is Mantra Japa. Now, Mantra Japa is a mystical practice. It's simple. It's an easy way to meditate because you have your mantra, and instead of the mind going, you're replacing thought with mantra. Very powerful. Mantra literally means to tune the mind, and each mantra tunes you to a specific energy, a archetypal cosmic energy that you can realize and unfold through the chanting of the mantra. You're also embedding the sounds of the mantra into your psyche. So there's 4 levels of sound. There's Vaikari, Madhyama, Pashyanti, and Paravak. And these 4 levels of sound also correlate to your 3 bodies and Turaya. So Vaikari is just physical. It's the sound that you make out loud that I'm making right now. This is Vaikari, and it relates to Stula Sharir and the physical dimension. Next is Madhyama. This sound is more on the subtle dimension of Sukshma Sharir, and is more on the level of prana. The best example of Madhyama sound is your thoughts. The thoughts in the mind, they have their own sound. And the sound on the level of thought is Madhyama. Then comes Pashyanti, is the sound vibration heard in the causal dimension. This is the Karan Sharir on the causal body. Here the mantra is working in the unconscious. So it is stirring up the samskaras. And it's, at this point, sound, because you've repeated it so many times. And this is why when we have a mantra, especially when we're given our Guru mantra, we repeat that mantra so many times, and it goes from being Vaikari to Madhyama, so it's going on its own inside of us, and then it goes even deeper into Pashyanti, and the mantra is working on its own at that point in the unconscious, working with the karmic level of your being, the samskaras, bringing about purification there so that you can experience Turaya, the Paravak level of the mantra, which is also Omkar. This is the level of the highest form of sound, the creative sound, the sound of creation, which is on the Turaya level, the dimensionless level of Turaya, beyond duality, where we're talking about non-duality on this level, and it is still the mantra that brings us there. So this is why your Guru mantra, people say everything is the Guru mantra, and it's true. They can be your whole dharana. It can be your whole pratyahara, it can be your whole dharana. And these are the 3 styles of meditation that you can choose from. Now, there's also some other guidelines I'm going to start to kind of wrap this up and give you guys guidelines before I answer any questions that you guys might have. But time, you want to make sure your time is the same every day. Of course, Brahma Muhurta is ideal. Brahma Muhurta is approximately between 4 and 6 a.m. every day. It changes a little every day depending on the sunrise because it's a Muhurta. Muhurta is a part of Jyotish, Vedic astrology, that I hope to learn someday when I'm advanced enough that I can start to study Muhurta. Anyway, it's important to always start at the same time, every day, same place every day, to create a sacred environment, to have your place of meditation not be used for anything else. And this is really important because the mind is all about habits. And we become habituated when we're in our personal environment, in our usual place of dwelling every day, where we have so many distractions, so many things triggering samskaras, so many things triggering desires. If you can meditate outdoors, then more power to you. I highly recommend meditating in nature. If you can find a favorite tree to sit under, that's just beautiful. And no matter what form of meditation you practice out of these 4 that I shared, just developing presence, awareness, inner stillness, it will happen on its own. As you do these techniques, the techniques slow down the thought processes, calm the mind, bring about tranquility, and you will be present and fully in your environment in that state. So that's why we meditate. The techniques, though, that's a result. We can't just do that. We have to have techniques to get us there, usually, to be totally just saturated in the present moment. So these techniques, no matter which one you choose, that's the objective, is to get to that state of one-pointedness, which simply means that you've withdrawn your senses within and you're experiencing that inner peace, that serenity, that tranquility that is just part of when there's inner silence. You feel that bliss automatically. You don't have to attain it or acquire it. It's just a matter of stilling all the outer sides of our being to allow that bliss to unfold. And trusting that that's a part of your nature. On the causal dimension of our being, everything is bliss. Our karmas are also there, but so is bliss. Bliss is just a natural part of who we are. Your duration for this week, 10 minutes. And one of these 3, now 4 styles of meditation. Yes, if you have your own, you can include it. If you don't have your own, then one of these 3. Sitting position, you can choose any style you want. You can sit any form you want. I choose a half lotus pose. So Ardha Padmasana is the style that I usually sit in, which is just kind of cross-legged, except for then pulling one foot up onto my thigh and the other's not on the other thigh. I used to be able to sit in full Padmasana, and I still can, but I usually just find it easier to sit in half lotus. So, or you can sit in whatever style you want. You can even do Sukhasana, easy pose, which is just regular sitting cross-legged. You can do Shavasana. You can lie down on your back, especially for those of you who might have any kind of chronic pain, those of you who might be still undergoing any kind of therapy, that you're in some stage of recovery, then you can do this lying down. Even 10 minutes of practice every day is better than 1 hour one day, half an hour the next day, and no time at all on the 3rd day. So be regular, and that's why we are choosing 10 minutes here. The whole purpose of choosing 10 minutes is so that we can get there. We can get to the next step. You can start to experience the fruits, the benefits for yourself. I won't just have to give you a list of a dozen. You'll know all of this to be true because you'll have experienced it for yourself, realized it in your own way. And that's the important thing. to go from understanding and mere intellectual experience to realization, which is true experience. It requires you to undergo your own personal experience. Experience is king. And the intellectual experience is not an experience at all. So if we just have an understanding of meditation and the theories of meditation, then that's really armchair meditation or armchair yoga. So having your own personal daily practice is so incredibly enriching and continues to bear fruit in our lives forever. And as long as we're on this earth, it has even helped it's helped people to prepare for death and to feel less chronic pain during death. Meditation. Meditation helps you live more, helps you have more vitality, because when you're clearing up the junk in the psyche, you experience more vitality as a natural result. And that's happening during meditation. So you have more vitality and more longevity. You're able to manage stress more, so there's less tension, and you're just able to manage homeostasis more easily, as well as managing things like fear and all the madness in the world today. It helps to have a personal daily practice of meditation. So Let's Do Math says Shavasana is his favorite. So yes, Shavasana is the favorite for many of us on this channel. Many of us are doing solely Shavasana every day. And Shavasana is a great practice because it is a meditation asana, and you can do it if you are in any condition. You just lie down on your back in Shavasana. So that is a choice as well. Okay, so there's going to be, have an important announcement as well. There is going to be a Tripura Yoga Sangam, a community that I'm putting together for a lot of the students of the different workshops, and also the students on the channel of the free workshops and of the guided meditations, in order that we can share with each other our progress and have a way of coming together every week and learning more. And in some of these workshops, we've really gained some incredible ground. Just a lot of us, so many people have had really incredible inner experiences, and the benefits to the meditations that we've been going through in the workshops has helped a lot of us. And I want this to keep on going as some of these workshops are winding to an end. The community support, because having a community to support you in your meditation practice is invaluable. And this is going to be for free, 100% for free, similar to how these workshops are always there. Sunday morning at 6 a.m. Pacific time, we're going to be having a free live meditation, and then time to be able to reflect on that meditation together afterwards and share how we're going in all of our other meditations and yoga practices as well, and to be able to ask each other as well as myself questions on certain meditation techniques. So that is going to be available to everybody. It's going to be a Zoom link that everybody can use, and if you are not able to join at that time, then the recorded version, I'll probably be putting that on Vimeo for you guys. And to make sure that I have, everybody's going to need to just create a free product checkout from the website. I'm creating a free product tonight for this so that you can get the password, and so that it's a little bit restricted. I mean, it's going to be free, but if I just put the link here, then there's only so many people that the channel can really hold, and I'd rather it be for people who really have a burning interest and would just go through that extra step. And I'm not even getting your email address. It's not about that. It's just, I want it to be password protected is the main thing, and for a group of people who have that commitment to at least go through the step of checking out a free product on the website. So that'll be there for you guys in the next hour or so. And also, we are learning to meditate together. So far, there's 4 of us on the upcoming beginner's meditation workshop starting this Thursday. And I would love to invite 1 or 2 more of you guys to join us because it's going to be a lot of fun. This is just a test, the content right now. I mean, just a taste. This content right now there's so much here to explore. We're going to be talking about pre-meditation asanas, pre-meditation breathing techniques, how to be able to start abhyas, consistency, and regularity in our yoga and meditation practice, starting with just 10 minutes a day. So, and for those of you who maybe $29 is too much for you right now, you can still gain from these workshops and also the guided meditations that I'm releasing as a result of doing these workshops and doing the live meditations. There's been some incredibly great content that's been generated there, and I'm putting those on the channel for you guys so that you guys can also benefit from that as well. The meditation we did today on the Antarmona class was really beautiful, and I'm adapting that for not only the students, but I'm also going to be putting that meditation on the channel for all of us, so we can all benefit from just how rewarding a personal practice of meditation is, and that we can all continue to grow and deepen in whatever meditation practice we already have. And for those of you who already have a beginner's level of meditation, the Antarmona workshop is starting this week as well on Friday. And that is where we're going through the 6 stages of purifying the mind and psyche. And this is where you become your own therapist and start to experience real inner peace and inner silence for maybe the first time in your life. It's that powerful. Antarmona is really powerful. Antarmona is a Sanskrit word, or 2 words, that means inner silence. And the first steps involve allowing the mind to purge itself, going through a whole process of releasing inner pressure, developing Sakshi Bhav, witness consciousness, as you go deeper into inner silence. Okay, so that's all for now. I can now take comments and questions, which are starting to come in already. I'm pretty sure that is the last that I had to share here. There's so much that we can talk about in beginning and starting our personal daily practice of meditation. So much that we can talk about. So many dimensions to it, so many aspects to it. So if you guys have any questions on how you can get started, what might help you, for instance, even what could help me sleep better or wake up. I can't wake up early in the morning. For some of you who might have problems like that, there's some insights there that I may be able to provide some insight on. So I've been teaching a lot today. That's why my mind is kind of frozen. Can't come up with words. But Let's Do Math says we can also use the community tab here on YouTube to share updates with others so that they can join later if they missed this. Example, if they find the channel for the first time in a few weeks. Yes, excellent, that's true. So I could also figure out how to use the community tab a little bit better. And yeah, so be looking out for that. I'll probably figure it out pretty quickly, but I'll be utilizing the community posts, which you can also, I didn't even know until recently that you can actually post things onto YouTube, like pictures and announcements and things like that. But that is also another option for us to be able to create a community for each other, to be able to offer a support network for each other, to continue in our meditations. Why is this so valuable? To give you guys just a brief example. Antarmona, the 3rd stage of Antarmona, for those students who are watching, you know how intense the 3rd stage of Antarmona is, where we are really kind of trolling for deeply repressed memories and trolling, or trawling is the word we're trawling, not trolling ourselves. We're trawling the psyche and the mind, trying to bring up deeply repressed thoughts and memories, and allowing them to be expressed and to purge that level of our being. And it can be intense. And there's bound to be parts of our psyche, those things hidden below the surface in the murk, that can be uncomfortable and hard for us to deal with. And it can help to know that there's also a community out there of other people who are also doing this, also going through this process, that this process of deep inner purification in which you're coming across sometimes your shadow self, however you want to say it, your inner demons. We're coming across these parts of our personality that usually we do not allow to manifest. We just repress, repress, repress. And this is the process of purification, antarmona. So having a community is invaluable to give that support, so you can continue to go within and deepen your meditation practice, allow what's ever within you to express itself and come out and purify, and know that you are part of a community of people who support you, who believe in you, who want to see your spiritual upliftment, aren't gonna judge you, aren't gonna be over-analyzing you, because we can't. We realize these are all just samskaras. Everything, even somebody's political opinion, which you really don't like, so what? This is all just some scars. It's probably not even really ours. These are things we borrow from society, from the media, from our parents, from our school teachers, from our professors, from our religious institutions. There's so many impressions within us that actually don't reflect the qualities of our soul, that aren't actually congruent with what we really believe. And to allow for that purification process and that self-inquiry and the illumination of your unconscious to begin, we meditate, and it becomes really important to have a group. So this group is free. Again, I'm promoting it pretty heavily right now. I'm selling it to you guys because I want us to start using it. And I'm excited by the tremendous momentum and how much ground we've been gaining in our workshops recently, and also on the channel. For those of you who haven't been taking the workshops, just been listening every Sunday, there's also been a new dimension added to that, as I've also been meditating a lot more recently and going deeper into the practices, having deeper insights, and then being able to bring that into the scripts that I'm writing and reading for you guys. So it's all feeding into each other, and the more that you can participate, the more that it creates this positive feedback loop. This, where you're giving more to me now, and then I know where to go, and I can give it back to you, and it's like an audience and a band, right? That's my favorite way of kind of imagining the way that works. But it doesn't just happen in a concert, where the audience is shouting at the band gets a rush, and they start playing even better music, and then the audience gets all floored. But this happens in all relationships and in all communities. All communities have that. And to be able to bring that spirit of support and infrastructure to our personal meditation practices, I invite you. I invite each person listening, yes, you. I invite even you, all of you. You're all invited. And I will be getting the link and everything all figured out here shortly. The full idea actually just came 10 minutes before I started this free live workshop. This was just supposed to be the meditation challenge. But then this came together and is supposed to be communicated now, apparently. So thank you for your comments. Continue to comment if you guys have other ideas about maybe Zoom's not the best platform. At first I thought about Google Hangouts, but it has a maximum capacity of like 14 people. And there's a lot of people who listen to this channel. So it might not be much more than that, but I'm prepared for it to be, because I'm inviting everybody, And that is it for now. We're here at the 45-minute mark. A good time to stop. Thank you for joining me. If there's any other questions, then I'll hang out for about 15 more seconds. So Google Meet, but I think Google Meet is limited to 15 people. I'm not sure about that. I have to double check. Free is good, but thank you guys for joining me. Michael and Stefano, let's do math. You guys all, everybody, thank you so much for joining me. And I challenge you to meditate for 10 minutes every day. Choose a time, choose a place, make it special, make it yours, make it your time where you don't have any roles in the world. No matter if you're a son or a brother or a mother or a sister or a coworker, or when you are meditating, you're none of those. You're just the self. You're just soul in pure experiential mode, experiencing life in this moment. How precious. And it's so beneficial. So give yourself that blessing of a personal daily meditation practice, even if it's just 10 minutes a day. Take a little bit of time to prepare for it. Light some incense and a candle. The more energy that you put into your meditation, the more you'll get out of it. But just start slow. Start with just 10 minutes from now. If you're already up to Namanarayan, Buddhi Yoga, thank you for joining. And also Killian, thank you for joining. You do 20 minutes, excellent. I usually do about 20 minutes too. After the 20 minutes, it takes a little bit, it's not as enjoyable, right? Right now, for me anyway, I'm at about the 20-minute mark too. But the assignment now for everybody is just 10 minutes for now and make it regular. And that's the most important thing. It's not how long it is. The point here is we're gonna aim realistic by, it's better to just say 10 minutes than for us to meditate for an hour today because we're so jazzed, and then the next day we're meditating for 30 minutes, and then the next day we don't meditate at all. Instead of that happening, let's just say 10, 20 minutes max every day for the next week, and then I'm gonna check in with you guys. We're gonna follow up, and I'm gonna allow you guys to chime in. And I'm even trying to figure out if there's a better platform I can use so that I can bring in you guys onto the chat and actually have other people, so it's not just me talking. Okay, so Buddhi Yoga, thank you so much for joining, as well as Killian. So let's get started with the meditation. Where does it take place? Yes, so the meditation takes place at your place every day for 10 minutes, preferably first thing in the morning, right after you shower and you create a sacred environment. Then there's going to be the Sunday morning group meditation that's going to be live. As of right now, it's looking like it's going to be a Zoom link. You're going to have to get that just by checking out a free, I'll have the item on the website, tripurayoga.org. It's going to be free so that you could have the password. Okay, and that's so that you have that level of commitment to make sure that everybody in the group at least goes through that much commitment that you can go to the website and just check out. I might just make the link available here on the description. This is all just coming to me right now. So you guys can also chime in with your ideas on how we can put together a community. You guys probably have some better ideas, but I really think that I know from how much progress has been made recently in the workshops that a community would be amazing. It would be really, really helpful for so many of us, like a Hangouts or something, except for I will lead you on a guided meditation, usually on Tarmona, every week, every Sunday, that I have the ability to. Pretty soon I'm going to start traveling again, but even then I'm going to try to keep this going for you guys. So thank you all for your participation, and let's keep on with the messages in the comment section. If you guys have ideas for how we can make this community happen, and the challenge, 10 minutes, I will be checking in with you guys next week in exactly 7 days to see how the 10-minute challenge is going and to bring the next part. Thank you so much for joining. We can talk also about doing a forum on the channel or Discord server or on the Yoga Nidra subreddit. Excellent. These are all ideas from Let's Do Math. A forum on the tripurayoga.org website. I would like it to be something that could be live, that you guys can also share your screens and chime in. I think that also something like a Reddit and a forum would be really useful for people who you want to read, and there's so many different topics that we could offer insight in and ask questions on with each other, where I could answer some of them, and then other people. There's now some really experienced and very knowledgeable students in tripurayoga.org who have taken a lot of the website, a lot of the courses, and these ones will be able to really help in making this community something of value for us all. I'll just be the host, but let's make it happen as a community. Okay, that is it for now. I think that we are clear on your assignments. 10 minutes. Let's meditate. Let's meditate together as we can. Let's support each other in our meditation practice. Asatoma satgamaya, tamasoma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya, loka samasta sukhino bhavantu, om trayambakam yajamahe, sugandhim pushtivardhanam, urva rukamiva bandhanan, mrityor mukshiyam amritat. Om Shanti, Shanti, Shanti. So yes, the Yoga Nidra for tonight is delayed, you guys. I'm wiped out. I'm just gonna be totally honest with you. I am wiped out from the amount of teaching that I've been doing lately, and I just needed a day today to just kind of take a Sunday. So it's in production. It's been recorded and it's in the software, and it's gonna be a few more hours. By the time most people are watching this video, it will already be there. But for those of you who are here with me live and you're like, where's my Sunday night video? It's coming. So thank you once again, and Hari Om.